Year 6 and happy Thursday. I just wanted to start this video by saying well done to everybody who has shown real determination and perseverance in their maths this week. I know we've had some tricky methods and concepts to be thinking about, but I'm really proud of everybody who's giving it their very best shot. Okay, we're going to start then by having a look at question 1 together. Now hopefully you've already had a go at question 1 and you'll be able to follow along with me just like we do in school. If you haven't had a go at question 1 yet, now's a good time to pause the video, do your best, have a go, and then come back and we can have a look at your answer together, just like we would at school. Okay, so let's have a look at the question to begin with then. So we've got 22.6 subtract 4.67. So I'm going to use the column method for this one, and I've set up my largest number on the top as it's a subtraction. Now I've got to be really careful that I line the digits up accurately. So to help me do that, I'm going to put the decimal point. Remember, the decimal point never moves, it always stays between the ones and the tenths. And then that means I can put the four ones in the correct column. I can put the 6/10ths in the correct column and the 7/100ths in the correct column. Now this point at school, I'd be saying to you, is there anything else I could do to help me? And I'm sure lots of you are thinking to yourself now, Miss, don't forget the placeholders. So I'm going to pop those in just like that to help me. So now I've got my method set up, I'm ready to start subtracting. So we always start on the right, and I'm going to do 0 subtract 7. Well, that's going to give me a negative number, so I need to exchange. 10 subtract 7 is, brilliant, well done to everybody who's thinking, working this out with me. 5 subtract 6, again I'm going to have a negative number, so I'm going to exchange. 15 subtract 6 is, well done, 9. I've got to remember to put my decimal point in now. 1 subtract 4, well done, I need to exchange. 11 subtract 4, brilliant, 7. And 1 subtract 0 is 1. So hopefully then you've got 17.93 and you give that one a neat little tick. Okay, now I was doing some long division with some children on Zoom yesterday, and they were very honest and they said, oh, they're a bit scary, Miss Dyer, we don't like them. Now just to reassure you, I used to think they were a little bit scary as well. But the more you do them, the more you practice and the more you learn the method, okay, the easier they become. So don't give up, have a little bit of perseverance and determination. Tell yourself you can do it, because I know you can. So let's start off then. We've got 14. So 14 into 4 doesn't go. So now I'm thinking about 14 into 48. Well, I know 2 lots of 14. I can work that out mentally actually. So 14 times 2 is, well done everybody, 28. Okay, so let's have a think then. That means I also know 14 times 4, because I'm doubling. So 2 lots of 20, 2 lots of 8 is, well done, 56. Okay, so 56 is too far. 2 lots of 14, not far enough. So let's think about 14 times 3. Let's see what I get. So who can help me with this one? 4 times 3 is, well done. 12. 1 times 3 is, add the 1 you carried. Brilliant. So the closest I can get them is 3 times, which takes me to 42. Now, some of you will be able to work out the remainder in your head, the difference. Some of you will want to do your subtraction here. So 8 take away 2 is 6, and 4 take away 4 is 0. Now, I can't do 14 into 6, that's my remainder. So I'm going to bring down this 0 to help me. 14 into 60. Well, 4 lots of 14 takes me to 56. So it goes 4 times exactly to 56. And again, some of you might be able to work out the difference mentally. Others of you will want to do your subtraction. Let's do an exchange. So 10 take away 6 is 4, and 5 subtract 5 is 0. Now I can't do 14 into 4, so I'm going to bring down this final digit. Oops, let's make that a little bit clearer. And this, so I brought my 2 down, my final digit. 14 into 42. Well, we already know 3 lots of 14 is 42, so it goes 3 times exactly with no remainders. If I was just to try and find the difference, it would be a 0, no remainders. Okay, if you've got that one then, give it a neat little tick. If you've spotted something you thought, oops, oh no, I've got myself in a muddle there, just pause the video now. Okay, don't worry. Remember, practice makes perfect. Okay, pause the video now, give it another go. Okay, don't give up, because I know you can do this. Right, let's have a look at question 3. Okay, now we're getting really, really good at these. So when I have got more than one operation or calculation to do, there's a word that I can use to help me, an acronym. Can anybody remember what that word is? Well done to everybody who's thinking or saying to themselves or writing it down now. We've got BODMAS. Okay, so the B stands for brackets, well remembered. So I've got to do the bits in the brackets first. So 37 take away 29. And if you need to do a jotting, you can. Just do your little jotting over here if you need to. If you can do that mentally, brilliant. Hopefully you've got the answer of 8, however you've done that. Okay, so I've done the brackets. Are there any squared or cube numbers to contend with? Nope. Any division to do? Nope. And M stands for multiplication. Ah, yes, I have got some multiplication. I need to do 7 times 8, which is, brilliant, 56. Okay, I'm just going to check. Have I got any addition to do now? No. Any subtraction? That was in the brackets. I've already done that. So my answer is 56. And again, if you've got that, give it a neat little tick. If you know you've got yourself in a bit of a muddle somewhere, then just pause the video now and do any editing that you need to do. Now, those eagle-eyed children may have spotted this purple box down here. Now, I've got a secret code word hidden under this box because I have a sneaky suspicion that some children in year 6 aren't using my teaching videos to help them. And I would be really interested to know who can send me the code word. And there will be a little reward, a little prize for those children who can send the code word to me in a message. Okay, so if you've watched this video, do send me the code word, because there'll be a little surprise for you to congratulate you, okay, for using all the opportunities that are available to you for your home learning. Okay, let's have a look at question 4 then. Let's scroll right the way down here. What time are we on? Oh, I need to speed up my talking. Right, we've got 41% of 110. So where could we start? Brilliant. So we're going to start with by finding 10%. Now, can you remember year 6 how to find 10%? Well done. If you want to find 10%, okay, then you need, I've not drawn that very well, let me do that again. If you want to find 10%, that's better, then you have to divide by 10. Okay, so what we need to do is 110 divided by 10, which will be, brilliant, 11. Now, if you're not sure how to do that, what could you draw to help you when you're dividing by 10? Well remembered, you can draw a place value chart, and we're really familiar with using these. So if you need to draw one, don't be afraid to do that at home as well. Right, what's the next step then if I found 10%? Brilliant. We know that 40% is 4 times bigger. So therefore, if I want to find 40%, I need to make the 10% 4 times bigger. So I need to do 11 times 4. Now we're all experts at our 11 times table now. So what is 11 times 4? Well remembered everybody, 44. Okay, so I found the 40%. Now I need to find 1%. Now remember, percentage is out of 100. So how do we find 1% of an amount? What do we have to do? Brilliant. Well done everybody who's remembered that we need to divide by 100. So now to find 1%, and I want 1% of 110, I have to do 110 divided by 100. And again, if you're not sure how to do that, use your place value chart. So 110 divided by 100 is 1.1. Okay, so now I know what 40% is, and I know what 1% is. How do I use that then to find 41%? Brilliant, I have to add them together. So I'm doing 44 add 1.1, which equals 45.1. A fantastic job everybody, well done for persevering through to the end. If you've got that one, give it a little tick. If you've got yourself in a pickle somewhere around 1%, I'd be guessing, then you can always pause the video now and do your jottings and your editing. Okay, so I'm going to assume that everybody's finished with the percentage question. I'm going to move that out of our way now. Okay, so if you didn't quite finish, you'll have to just rewind the video there, because we need some space to complete the last question. Okay, so I've set up my multiplication ready over here. We're doing 3,219 multiplied by 53. So we start with 9 times 3, which is 21. Then we go to 1 times 3, which is 3. Add the 2 you've carried, 5. Brilliant. Well done to those people who are following along, checking their answer as we go. 2 times 3 is, well remembered, 6. And 3 times 3 is 9. Brilliant. So I've multiplied everything by 3. I'm now ready to multiply by the 50. So I need to remember to put my placeholder in to represent that I'm now in the tens, and this 5 is actually 50. So I'm going to do 5 times 9, which is, well done, 45. 1 times 5 is, add the 4 you've carried, 9. Well done everybody. 2 times 5 is 10. Well done. And 3 times 5 is, add the 1 you carried, 16. Brilliant. And then the final step, what do we need to do last of all? Well done, we're going to add them together. Just looking at that year 6, I'm just checking I haven't made a mistake there. I have made a mistake. 9 times 3 is 27. I've put 21. I do apologise. Yes, 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, so 7 and 0 is 7. 5 add 5 is 10. 6 and 9 add 1 is 16. 9 and 1 is 10, 6 and 1 is 7, and 1 on the end. So we've got 170,607. Give that one a neat little tick if you've got it. If, like me, you've made a little calculation error, just like I did, don't forget to go back and check. Okay, and to edit your work. Right, we're going to move on to the flashback now. So we're going to think about which number is not a factor of 24. Okay, so I'm going to think then a factor is when two numbers multiply to give the answer of 24. So I know, for example, 1 and 24 is a factor because 1 times 24 is 24. Okay, let's keep going. So 2 multiplied by 12 equals 24. Let's think about 3. 3 multiplied by, that's right, 8. So they're both factors of 24. 4 multiplied by, well done, 6. So they are both factors of 24. So that leaves us with 18. 18 is not a factor of 24. Okay, so we've got true or false now. Let me rub this out to make some space for us. So, true or false? 240 divided by 20 equals or is the same as 240 divided by 10 add 240 divided by 2. What do you think, year 6? Well done to everybody who said false. Now the challenge is why. Okay, and I'm not going to tell you the answer to this one. I'm going to ask you to let me know when you send your work in why it is false. Can you write a sentence to explain why? Okay, question 3 then. Calculate 7,003 subtract 19. Well, I'm going to do this mentally, and in fact, I'm going to take away or subtract 20, because I think that will be a lot easier and I can do that mentally. Okay, so to begin with, I could subtract 10, which would be, well done, 6,993. If I subtract another 10, what would I get? Make sure you look at that tens column. Brilliant. 6,983. But I actually wanted to subtract 20, so I've got to add 1, put my 1 back on, so my answer is 6,984. Give that one a little tick if you've got that one. Oh, okay. Question 4 then. Now, don't worry if this one was a little bit confusing, because we haven't done a huge amount of work on 3D shapes or nets for a little while, actually. So, what 3D shape can be made from this net? Okay, now a net is what a 3D shape looks like if I was to open it up and put it out flat on the desk. So a net, this shape here, can be folded up to create a 3D shape. Which shape do you think can be made from this net? Let's have a look then. A cylinder. Now I'm just going to turn it around the other way so you can see that I'm not telling you porcupines. So you can, the orangey yellow bits come upright, they flip upwards, and the blue rolls around to create the cylinder shape. So if you said a cylinder, then you can give it a little tick. If you didn't, pause the video now, see if you can picture what it would look like, and then edit your work. Right, well, thank you for joining me, Year 6, for today's arithmetic. Don't forget to send me that key word so you can get your prize. Send it to me in a message on Dojo. Okay, and I'm looking forward to seeing who has been a super learner today and not only persevered and had a go in their maths, but also gone through and checked it and marked to see how they've got on. Okay, have a lovely day, everybody.